I'll take all my belongings with me.
Of course you will.
Get the hell out of here.
My in-laws were always on my husband's side. I've been out with them, not blaming my husband for their bad behavior. The movers finished loading and the truck left. After seeing them off, I got into my car.
What? What's going on?
I told your parents everything.
What?
My husband was speechless and fell to his knees. I drove away, glancing at him. My name is Madison, a 31-year-old office worker. Me and my husband Thomas were originally colleagues working at the same work. Thomas was 3 years younger than me and I was his mentor when he joined us as a new employee. That's how we met together. At first, of course, I was too busy teaching him work to have any romantic feelings. But after he got on his feet, our relationship between us got closer. Then, about 5 years after Thomas worked for the company, he found another job. That's when he confessed his love for me. I was very happy that he asked me out, because I had also been interested in him and was sad that we were going to be separated. Of course, I said yes, and we ended up dating. Since then, our relationship had continued smoothly. We went out for dinner after work and talked about each other's work, and on our days off, we also visited different good places for dating. Around the time we had been dating for a year, Thomas proposed to me.
When I first saw you, Madison, I thought there was no one else. Even though we've been dating like this, those feelings haven't changed. So I need you in my life. Will you marry me?
I was very moved by his proposal, which was very energetic and typical of younger men. As I loved him, I of course accepted his proposal and we decided to get married. Then we visited both parents, had both families meet each other, and we also had a wedding. I believed I would be able to lead a happy and wonderful married life. We were very happy at the beginning of our marriage. My husband split the chores with me and we spent our day off together, watching movies, shopping, and driving. I think we spent quality time together. Then, we decided to move out about 6 months after we got married as we started to feel that the room was getting smaller. We thought about the future when we would have children while looking at a lot of properties and decided to get a spacious one. We spent most of our day off viewing properties. He picked several properties and decided the one that we both thought was the best. We had to pay a higher rent, but I think we chose a property that we were satisfied with. When we completely moved in and started living there, we found that it was very comfortable. We had an integrated kitchen which made cooking fun every day, each room was spacious and there were multiple rooms to chill out. My husband also looked very satisfied and seemed to be happy every day. We had happy days like that. However, my happiness gradually began to crumble after that. One day, my in-laws came to our new house to have a look. They were very surprised when they saw our house.
Wow. It's so beautiful. And the rooms are so big.
It's a really nice house.
Right? It's really comfortable to live in.
My husband looked proud of himself and replied proudly. I was also happy that my in-laws gave a compliment on our house in that way. After a while, though, my husband received a message from in-laws.
Huh? You want to live with us?
I was surprised when I heard my husband asking them back. We had only been married for a little over half a year and it had been less than a month since we moved into this house. It's impossible to live together in such a situation. I bet my husband would refuse. That's what I thought.
Oh, well, I'll ask Madison if she's okay with it.
What a heck. I couldn't believe what my husband said. It's obvious for me to say no, or perhaps you should have declined in the first place. I waited for my husband to finish the call while thinking of it in my mind. What happened? A phone call from your parents?
Oh, yeah, they want to live with us here.
What? I see, so they want to live with us in this house, not at in-laws. However, I still didn't like that idea. It's not that I dislike my in-laws or anything like that. But I still want to enjoy life as a couple. Why are they saying they want to live with us?
It seems that my parents' house is getting old and it's going to cost a lot of money to repair. So they ended up thinking that it's better off living with us here, apparently.
What a heck. Isn't it all for their own convenience? I would understand if they needed our support as they required care, but the reason my in-laws are saying this is just that they want to live in a nice house while keeping costs down. I'm against it.
Huh? How come?
Because we've only been married for about half a year. I can't think about living together yet. When I said that, my husband made a grim face.
Did you hear what I said earlier? My parents are having trouble managing the repair cost of their house as it's going to be too much.
I heard that. But I don't think that's a good reason to live with us just because their son lives in a beautiful and spacious house. Even though it's expensive, I want at least them to solve the problem on their own by paying for the repairs, selling the house, or renovating it. I thought I shouldn't back down now and honestly told my feelings. But my husband got angry with me for that.
I didn't know you were such a cold person, Madison. Isn't it normal for a wife to help her husband's parents when they are in trouble?
What kind of reasoning is that? Then, if my parents asked to live together in the same situation, would you live with them?
I think it's okay.
What?
Because your parents are in trouble, right? Unlike you, I won't refuse it.
I won't refuse it. I wonder if he is saying it from his heart. Is he just saying that because he wants to make me a bad person? If my parents wanted to live with us for real, then would he accept that? After all, the conversation ended without a conclusion. I have made my feelings clear and decided to decline even if he brings this back to talk. That's what I decided. However, a few days later on the weekend, my in-laws came all of a sudden to our house. What is more, they had large luggage in their hands.
Oh dear, it was heavy.
I guess we're now getting older.
You must have been tired, Mom, Dad. This is Mom's room and that is Dad's.
I didn't understand what was happening in front of me and was frozen for a while. Then I immediately pulled my husband and asked him, "What's going on?"
We're going to live with my parents.
I said no, didn't I?
I can't leave my parents in trouble. As the head of the household, I am the one who makes a decision about this house. We're going to live with my parents. This is a decision, you must obey it.
My husband forced me to live with in-laws. I can't believe it. I never thought my husband would do something like this. My in-laws carried their luggage into the room like nothing's wrong. What is more, they roughly moved my things away that were originally there and started organizing their stuff where to put them. Hey, don't chuck my stuff away like that.
It's your fault for not tidying up. We're going to live here, so keep it clean.
My mother-in-law glared at me and complained. I've just heard about living together now. It's impossible. I collected my stuff while I was angry. After that, my in-laws gave me orders as if nothing was wrong.
I'm tired of unpacking, so can you go and get some drinks?
I'll have some too. This is something that a wife should prepare before being told.
My in-laws complained to me. They live here without hesitation, and what is worse, they treat me like a housekeeper. I didn't have a particularly bad impression of my in-laws, but their current attitude made me hate them all at once. And I immediately understood why they were cold to me. Apparently, my husband told my in-laws that I'm not happy to live with them. That's why they are angry with me. But I just reacted in a perfectly normal way, and I'm the one who's angry at in the first place. It's not something that a normal person would do to decide to live together forcibly. However, since they had finished bringing their luggage over here, I couldn't kick them out immediately. Besides, I'm very angry that I'm the only one leaving this house that we chose after a lot of effort, because I feel like I'm losing out. So, I tried to think about how I could best give my in-laws hell. This is how I started living under one roof with my in-laws, even though I didn't want it to. My in-laws lived as they pleased without any hesitation. They used the foods in the fridge in the way they wanted to use them, so I often experienced that I couldn't cook a dish I was going to make for dinner and had to change the menu at the last minute. What is more, they didn't clean the house, so the room quickly got dirty. When we lived alone, we weren't at home during the day, so it didn't get that dirty, and we could keep it clean enough once we cleaned the house on our day off. However, my in-laws are at home all day, so the house easily gets quite dirty. Even then, they can't be bothered cleaning it all and try to make me do it.
Housework is supposed to be done by a wife. Why do we have to do cleaning?
My in-laws push everything onto me like that, no matter what I say. For these people, I must be like a housekeeper. But I wasn't going to do as they said. So I only did the minimum necessary cleaning. I relied on the robot vacuum cleaner, even if my in-laws complained about it, I ignored them and I only cleaned the rooms I used.
You're really useless.
I feel sorry for Thomas.
My in-laws get angry like that. Also, my husband abuses me, saying things like Mom is right. You're an unfit wife. I felt that I had made a mistake marrying this guy. However, something that bothered me came up in the meantime. That was when my husband started coming home late all of a sudden. He said he stayed behind at work, but he didn't seem tired. Besides, there was a soap scent that shouldn't be there coming from my husband who worked late when he came home. I knew intuitively that it's not what he said. So I decided to hire a detective agency to investigate. Then I found out that my husband was having an affair as I had predicted. Besides, with a woman who was 5 years younger than him. Apparently, the person works at a hostess club. I was disgusted and left speechless. How selfish can my husband be? But on the other hand, I have to appreciate what he did. Thanks to my husband's affair, I will be in a good position for divorce. I immediately hired a lawyer and started preparing for the divorce. Meanwhile, my in-laws were living as they pleased. My father-in-law has already retired, so he seems to be going golfing every day. There were a lot of golf clubs in the room. My mother-in-law seems to be having tea parties with her friends all the time, and she often buys designer clothes to wear for those tea parties. I wonder if she is okay with wasting her money like that, but I don't say anything because that's none of my business. I then found a new place to live, and after further discussions with my lawyer, I was finally ready for the divorce. Now all I have to do is to confront my husband with the divorce papers. But when I thought that, my husband happened to be on a business trip. Well, it's suspicious whether it's really a business trip. Never mind, I'll have to be patient until he comes back. That's what I thought though, something unexpected happened that night. I was taking a bath at that time, but when I went up to the living room to get a drink, my in-laws glared at me with a devilish look. When I looked closely, the divorce papers I had prepared were placed on the table.
Hey, what the hell is this?
Hey, did you come into my room without asking me? I hated that more than the fact that the divorce papers were discovered.
That doesn't matter.
Yes, it matters.
Why have you prepared the divorce paper?
My in-laws asked me with their faces red. It can't be avoided. Should I tell my in-laws first? I explained that my husband was having an affair, and it made me decide to divorce him. Then my in-laws dropped a bomb.
I see, so you got dumped, yeah?
A girl younger than you are going to be my son's wife? Isn't that much better?
My in-laws laughed goofily when he said that. They really are the worst. Then my in-laws told me to leave immediately. Of course I'll leave, but I have to arrange a moving company, so please wait a little. I'll take all my stuff with me.
Of course. Your stuff is nothing but a bother.
I'd even like you to leave before my son comes back from his business trip. Get the hell out of here.
My in-laws are always on the side of my husband. I've been out with them not blaming my husband for their bad behavior. I'm definitely going to hurt him. With that in mind, I contacted the movers. Fortunately, they said they would be able to come in 2 days, so I took that spot. The new place has already been contracted, so I was ready to move in at any time. When I told my in-laws that I would be leaving in 2 days, they said, then we'll go on a trip to a hot spring overnight, so leave here while we are away. It will also be convenient for me that my in-laws are not here. I dealt with the mover myself. Since there was no one to disturb me, it went smoothly to move my stuff. The mover finished loading and the truck left. After seeing them off, I got into my car. Then I ran into my husband just as he was coming home.
Where are you going?
Where? To the new place.
What? What are you talking about?
Well, it's good timing. I've put the divorce papers on your desk in the living room.
What? What do you mean?
I'm telling you that I'm divorcing you, who is having an affair.
Ah.
The results of the private detective's investigation are also out, so you can't deny it.
Wait. Let's calm down and talk.
No, I'll only communicate with you through the lawyer from now on. I've already told your parents everything. They were happy when I told her about your affair. They told me to leave right away. It surprises me that they could say such things without knowing that I've been paying more than half of the rent for this house. Since I'm leaving, you'll have to pay the rent on your own. Of course, I'll claim divorce settlement.
That's...
I started the car while my husband was speechless and collapsed to his knees. After that, I received a phone call from my in-laws.
Hey. What's going on? Why isn't there a single piece of furniture or appliances left?
I told you, didn't I? I'm taking all my belongings with me. The furniture and appliances in that house were bought by me, so it's obvious that I take them with me.
Wow, what? That's not true?
Yes, it's true. I earn considerably much more than Thomas does.
What?
It seemed that my in-laws didn't know about it, and they were shocked. Oh, and please get your son to explain about the rent. I don't think you will be in the situation where you can live without paying a penny as you used to be.
That's...
Please. Come back. We don't want that. Our house didn't sell for much and we don't have any savings.
Well, that's an obvious result after you've been spending money like that, but that's none of my business. All that's left is to arrange the divorce procedure with your son through my lawyer. I said that and hung up the phone. Then I blocked the numbers of my husband and in-laws. After that, I demanded a divorce and divorce settlement from my husband through the lawyer. I also demanded a divorce settlement from the woman my husband had an affair with, of course. As a result, each of them had to pay me 3 million yen. My ex-husband ended up canceling the contract for that place because he was in debt and the income side he had been relying on me for was reduced all at once. Apparently, he is now living with his family of 3 in a very small apartment, cramped together. However, it seems that it has become even smaller due to my father-in-law's golf clubs and my mother-in-law's designer clothes and bags, which is causing them a lot of stress. On top of that, my in-laws are borrowing money and spending so much and they are in such a difficult situation that the whole family has to flee at night. Soon after he told me all the story about them, I received a message from my ex-husband asking for help, but I ignored it. If he really thinks I'm going to help him, he's pretty stupid. On the other hand, I live in a one-room apartment, and it's very comfortable. Although I failed in marriage, I'm doing well at work, so I will continue to focus on my work and aim for promotion and a pay raise. Narrator's impression. Your husband is completely selfish. Moreover, it's terrible that he had an affair. Your in-laws, who tolerate it, are also of a lousy character. But it's satisfying to see them fall on their own. I think you're glad to have cut ties with such terrible people. I hope you will be successful at work and earn more. I wish you happiness in the future. Thank you for watching until the end. If you like, please subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.